Hello there. I've been expecting you. I'm John Rhys Davis with Lamplighter Theatre. Welcome to Abingdon Falls. It won't take long till you see why people are drawn to this New England village, where neighbors visit and children play. It's a place of history, mystery, and new beginnings. But first, there's something you need to see and someone you need to meet. His name, Finian Jones. You might say he's a collector. But once you step inside his shop, you'll see he's much, much more. He's a collector of stories, from rare books of times long past. So enjoy a cup of Finian's finest blends as he invites you to an unexpected journey, one you are about to experience.
Well, hello there, Jared.
Hey, Mr. Finian.
I hope you don't mind meeting me out here. There's someone I need to see directly afterwards.
No problem. I love this place.
Yes, me too. I have many fond memories of Fern Hall. Now, if you don't mind, what do you say we sit on that little wall looking over the lake there?
Sure.
Now, you said this was something to do with your brother.
Yeah, see, I borrowed this car he just bought. It's a vintage 1965 Mustang.
Wow, that's a nice car.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of had a little accident.
You kind of had
Yeah, I kind of ran a red light, and I kind of totaled it.
It's a kind of bad situation.
Yeah, because I thought he gave me his okay to drive the car.
But he kind of didn't.
Kind of no.
Got it.
I'd never seen him like this. He hasn't spoken to me in a week.
Very interesting. Let's sit down right here.
All right. Wow, nice view.
Yes, it certainly is. You know, sometimes a little change in view can make all the difference in the world.
So, what do you think I should do? I already asked him to forgive me, and I'm trying to save up money to help him buy another car. He didn't have insurance on the Mustang yet.
Oh.
That's why he didn't want me to drive it.
I see.
I've tried everything I know to make it up to him, but still.
Walls.
Walls?
Oh, just a little something that God is teaching me. You see, you aren't the only person who's had problems with his brother.
You're not going to tell me the Cain and Abel story, are you?
Oh, no. I'm going to tell you the Benjamin and Finian story. It's short, and I do hope it has a happy ending.
You have a brother?
Yes, I do. My big brother Ben. When I was little, Jared, I always looked up to him. I knew I could always count on Ben to protect me from bullies and bad guys. And, sure, we had our differences, as brothers do, but I remember when he was 12 and I was 8, and he looked me straight in the eye and said, Finian, I will always be here for you, because that's what brothers are for. Now, you see that big oak tree there on the south side of the lake?
Yeah.
Well, that was our lookout post.
You guys used to play here?
We used to live here.
Wow.
Yes, in fact, it was my family who turned Fern Hall into a bed and breakfast.
Wow. What a place to grow up.
Oh, my sentiments exactly, Jared. Ben and I would climb that tree, and we'd sit on our very own special limb with our very special peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Then we would peek out through the branches and spend the afternoon trying to catch a glimpse of forever. I see those woods over there.
Uh-huh.
Well, we were certain that there was pirate treasure hidden somewhere deep in those woods, just waiting for two boys to come and discover it.
Fun.
Yes. But my favorite memory of all was at nighttime. I would curl up in my bed, and my brother Ben would read stories to me. Mysteries, dramas, adventures around the world. I never realized how much I loved my brother until he moved away to college. He wasn't there for me anymore. So I didn't climb our tree anymore. I never went exploring for treasure again. And I lost interest in reading.
You lost interest in reading?
It's ironic, isn't it? Until my Uncle Charlie got a hold of me, but that is quite another story.
So, did you and your brother ever patch things up?
No. Not really. Ben got busy with college, and then work, and then a family of his own, and I got busy traveling all around the world. So we lost touch over the years, over the miles.
Well, I hope this doesn't sound rude, but your story isn't very encouraging.
Well, that's because, like many stories, it isn't finished. Not yet. You see, I was sitting here on this very wall just last week. I had my Bible beside me. It was a beautiful, beautiful morning. The sun was coming up over the hills, lighting up the lake.
Sounds pretty.
Pretty amazing, because, well, Jared, I don't know how you'll take this next part. You got your Bible there?
Uh-huh.
All right. Check out Psalm 18.
Okay.
So I was admiring this beautiful view, and this little breeze kicks up, and I heard the pages of my Bible fluttering. I looked down, and there is my Bible, opened up to Psalm 18. Now take a look at verse 2.
The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust.
My buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. Well, in that moment, God showed me a picture. I had built up my own high tower, my own wall against my brother Ben. Just like the wall you and I are sitting on. It was a wall that protected me from getting hurt anymore, yes, but it was also a wall that trapped me inside of it. The same wall that said you can't get in also told me you can't get out. God showed me that he was my protector, my fortress, and I realized it was time to take down my own wall. In that moment, God helped me to really and truly forgive my brother. And then, as I read a bit further, verse 29 came alive to me.
By my God, have I leaped over a wall?
Yes. Now pray for your brother, Jared. Pray that he can make the leap.
I will.
And I'll pray that you, my friend, may never get trapped inside those walls yourself.
Thank you.
Now, I happen to have a book here I think you might appreciate. The Robber's Cave. Now, please read it and tell me what you think. Oh, well, here's my appointment now.
Thanks, Mr. Finian.
Oh, you are most welcome, Mr. Jarrett.
Finian?
Oh, Benny, it's great to see you again.
The Robber's Cave.
Look over there. There's our old tree.
Chapter 1. A Calabrian Inn.
Lazy dog! Can't you drive any faster? We're practically grilling like sausages in this heat.
I am driving as fast as I can, signore.
Incompetent nincompoop. I could put that whip of his to good use.
Oh, Horace, how did you ever convince me to leave Naples?
Mother, just look around you. The glory of Calabria. The splendid mountains over there. The ocean of olive trees and the valley and... the scent of myrrh. How can you compare all this with that stuffy, crowded city?
How could you bring your mother to such a wild land? Far from every comfort and convenience?
I thought all this beauty would surely revive you.
Oh, this heat will surely kill me.
Driver, how long till we reach Staiti?
24 o'clock.
Horace, did he say 24?
It's the Italian way of telling time. He means sunset. Is there no inn, no locanda nearby?
Si, signore, at the bottom of this hill.
Ah, there it is. Looks more like a stable to me.
Let's stop there. Anywhere. I can go no further today.
Very well.
am sure it was great folly to come to Calabria at all.
Allow me, my lady.
I'll help her, thank you very much. And I won't demand a tip.
I was not asking.
And I'm not giving. Here, Mother.
Thank you, Horace. Horace, do not treat these people so rudely. You know that many of them carry stilettos in their vests, and we are alone amongst strangers.
Very well.
Welcome and buongiorno, my dear guests, to the Calabrian Rosine. Giuseppina! Giuseppina!
Yes, signore?
Our weary visitors here need some refreshment. Let's be quick about it, yes?
Yes, signore.
Yes. I will make sure a room is ready for you.
I'm not sure we want to... Never mind.
Here, signora. You may sit... You may sit here.
Thank you.
Makes certain you aren't sitting on an egg. So, young miss, what can you serve us?
Macaroni?
Macaroni, of course. And what else do you serve at this very fine establishment?
Omelette?
Omelette.
Omelette.
Oh, very well. Be quick, the lady needs nourishment here.
Oh, yes, signore.
Horace, I believe...
Look at that! Look at that! The window is closed in this heat. These people are so ignorant. Ugh. And annoying.
Horace, that's the young man you struck. He's a very good musician.
A musician who needs to know his place. And I did not strike him. I encouraged him to move out of the way.
It is an honor for a man to cease from strife, but every fool will be meddling.
It's a very nice proverb, Mother, but I believe you just called me a fool.
My dear boy, in a strange place like this, so far from civilization, a thoughtless act or wanton insult might very well cost your life.
If to pine in a dungeon were o'er my fate, where light struggled in through the black iron grate, what view would most soothe my unwearied eye? The boundless ocean, the earth, or the sky? Yes, upward I'd fix my unwearied eye, till fancy could paint a bright world on high, and earth and its sorrows would flee into night, with freedom before me and heaven inside.
Oh, he's quite good.
Fair.
Here is your macaroni, a gift to our guests while you wait for your omelette.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Miss, who is that singer outside?
Improvisatore.
What is that?
One who makes poetry on the spur of the moment.
Oh.
But he sings about living in a prison.
Raphael might very well sing of prisons.
Oh?
Has he spent time in a prison?
Chissà.
Chissà?
Who knows?
Oh. Well, surely such a gifted young man could not be a criminal.
Oh, but he very well could be.
Raphael is a mystery. The man gathers herbs to cure fever and has the power to heal from sword or shot. But no one knows how he came by this knowledge.
He sounds like a very helpful person.
He is certainly helpful to Matteo.
Who is Matteo?
You do not know? All the world knows Matteo. We don't speak of him,
But?
he robbed the government courier on the high road. He waylaid the Cavaliere Donato and shot him dead just to settle a grudge. And last month, he attacked the Contessa Albani and took all her jewels.
His name is Matteo?
Zitto!
Shh!
Surely your government, your soldiers can put down such banditti.
They have arrested Matteo's son and angered him all the more.
Omelette! Giuseppina! Quickly!
I will return.
Horace, what a dreadful place we've come to.
Omelette.
You have honored this substance with the name omelette.
Miss, where are the soldiers tonight?
In Staiti.
There. You see, Mother? Nothing to fear. We'll be in Staiti tonight.
Travel tonight? But it will be dark. We have beds here tonight for you.
Of course you do. This place is not fit for a dog to sleep in.
Safety before comfort, dear.
You heard the girl. That singer is a member of the banditti himself.
The signora is not well. She should not travel further.
My mother's health is not your concern. You may leave now.
Yes, signore.
I will not travel in the dark to be waylaid, robbed, perhaps...
You do see what the girl and that innkeeper are trying to do, don't you? Haven't you heard of these horrid little wayside inns that are kept by robbers in disguise? This seems to be exactly such a place.
Why did we ever come to Calabria?
Don't worry. Once we get to Staiti, we'll be under the wing of the law.
But the journey...
The journey will be short. Mother, there are evil forebodings all around us. Please, eat quickly. We must be off.
Signore, I would advise very strongly against this. The day is advanced. The way is mountainous. The horses are tired. The signora is faint, and the roads are not safe after dark.
That is for me to decide, not you. Harness the horses and be ready in 10 minutes. No delay.
I don't like this.
What? Who was that? Who goes there?
Signore, prego, signore.
What is it now?
You are traveling tonight?
I am.
Oh, no, but you must stay here.
Oh, but I mustn't.
But the road, she's very dangerous at night.
Yes, you are persuasive. I'll commend you for that. But we are not staying here tonight. And the sooner I leave this place, the better.
Horace, are you certain this is a wise choice?
I am certain now that innkeeper is part of this Matteo gang as well. Get in.
Do not go. Horace, what was that?
Into the carriage, quickly!
Horace, I can't go. I won't go.
Driver, go! Go! What a beautiful sunset, huh? Mother, you know I must care for your comfort and safety.
You never care for anything but your own selfish desires.
Mother...
You have planted many a thorn in my pillow. You may find them one day in your own.
I remember the last time I saw you cry like this. I was a little boy, burning up with fever. I heard the doctor say I was close to death. You were there by my side every day and night. And when the doctor told you that my fever was past, that I would be fine, I remember you broke down and wept. Mother, I'm sorry that I said or did anything to vex you. Why are we stopping? Driver? Driver, is something wrong?
Just lighting the carriage lamps, signor.
Driver?
My name is Giacomo.
Giacomo, would it be better to go back to the inn rather than go forward to Staiti?
Yeah, that steep hill we just come down. It was made for goats and not horses. It is almost impossible to climb at night when I cannot see. At this point, it would be more dangerous to go back than to proceed to Staiti.
Very well.
Go to Staiti. No, go back to the inn. No, go to Staiti. We should not have come at all. Hiya!
Mother? Mother?
Shh!
What?
I saw something. The woods, a shadow.
I'm sure it isn't anything to worry about. Driver! Giacomo!
This way, my lady.
Stop! Let her go!
Come here, you.
Luggage aplenty, boys!
Well now, my good lady. That is a very fine piece of gold chain you have around your neck.
It was a gift from my late husband.
Oh, but quite a heavy burden for such a delicate woman. Let me help you.
Mother!
Now those are some beautiful rings to add to my collection, no? Drop them in this box, my good woman. And let's check these pockets of yours as well.
Oh! Keep your hands off her! Have you no decency at all? Are you a man or a beast?
I will let you guess the answer, huh?
Oh!
No! Horace! Horace! Oh.
Cease your whining, woman, or I will dash out his brains. Ah, Matteo. You can see all our hard work is paid off. Very handsomely, huh?
Mr. Matteo, mercy, please. We will pay ransom. We will give anything. Only spare my son and me.
Ransom. We want from you something more than money. Enrico, has the Rossignol returned?
No, not yet, Matteo.
Why has he not returned? Why did he go at all?
He went to get news of your son.
If he play me false...
No, he has not played you false. Or these birds, they would not be in your nest.
What is your name?
Abigail Cleveland.
Well, Mrs. Abigail Cleveland, you know, or perhaps you don't know, that some soldier dogs have seized my son. They have dragged him off to a dungeon, all so that a crooked judge may condemn him as he has condemned other bold spirits before him. Why, you are wealthy.
Well, yes, but...
Yes, a golden key opens all doors, even the barred and bolted gate of a prison. You shall write to the government, and you tell them you are in Matteo's hands, at Matteo's mercy. And you shall tell them my conditions. If my son Otto is set free, you shall be set free. But if they hurt one hair of his head...
Matteo, there is little use in writing, huh? These people, they are foreigners. Their letter will be thrown aside. But let one of the prisoners go, knowing that the life of the other hangs in the balance. That prisoner will entreat the government so much more than a letter. Gold will flow freely, and Otto will be a free man again.
Then we keep the lady and send off this boy.
No! If a prisoner must remain in your hands, keep me here and release my mother.
Oh, my son, they shall never part us, never!
As a mother, she will not spare any tears or gold to wring mercy out of the merciless. Hear me, woman! You shall go to those high in power and plead for my son as you would plead for your own. And pour out your gold to those who would readily take it. If in 7 days my son is standing here, free and uninjured, then free and uninjured shall your son be restored to you. But if there is but 1 hour of delay, throw the woman back into the carriage and make this fellow take the reins again. Yes, now you, my little man.
Yes.
Yes, you drive as one who drives for his life to Stati. You have 1 hour, no more. I own many eyes and ears in that town to make certain that you do not fail me. Now, go!
Yes, sir.
Madam, this way.
No, please, no!
Mother, don't give way like this. There's no use resisting or entreating. We may yet meet again. All may be well. Don't give these wretches any excuse for treating you roughly.
No!
Drive on, now!
My whip will help your speed.
What have I done?
Beppo, bring the irons.
Yes, Mateo.
Bind the fool. Enrico, this prisoner is your charge.
Yes, Mateo.
Now, my good brothers, to resume our business, no?
That must have been your brother I saw today. You resemble him very closely. He was singing back at...
Zito! Speak no more of him.
All the gold in a pile here for Mateo.
That's the Maltese cross I gave her for her birthday. Mother's mourning brooch, made with my father's hair. A wedding ring. They are love letters to each other.
Enrico, come!
See, I'm coming.
Now, what am I to make of trumpery like this?
Oh, Beppo, that lovely cloak would make quite a lady out of you. Oh, you do the dance?
That's enough from you, Marco. Tell you what, I'll exchange these silver-topped bottles, perfume and such, for what you have there, huh? Oh, but wait now. Our boy here has a garment much more to my liking. Yes, this is much more befitting. Give me that.
No! Stop! No, that's my size. It's meant for me.
This is my cloak.
No.
There's more appeal to this orange, huh?
Stop! This prisoner is my charge. No one has a right to touch him but me.
But in 7 days, I'll have this cloak and these boots as well.
It is a shame to dig a man's grave before his eyes.
Just like his lunatic brother. I am right, huh, gentlemen?
You!
Yes?
Come with me, now! You are too slow. Pick up your pace.
These fetters are chafing my skin with every step.
Stop complaining. Come!
Is that a waterfall?
900 feet of waterfall. Straight down. We call it Cascarte del Morte.
The Falls of Death?
See, named for a miserable wretch who was once whirled over the edge.
And perished?
Heh, you are one bright fellow. When we recover his remains in the valley, it scarcely resembled a human form. Come, this way. Now that we are clear of the woods, you must be alert as we walk on the ledge. You must stay close to this rock wall, huh? It is hard to see at night, but if you step too far that way, you will plunge over the side. Listen.
Stay close to the rock wall.
Come. We must pass the guard.
Stay close to the rock wall. Stay close to the rock wall.
Qui va là? Who goes there? It is me, Enrico, with my prisoner. The password. Morte. You may pass. So, what is your name?
Horace.
Horace. You need not fear insult from me. For I, like yourself, was born a gentleman, huh? See, my father, he came from a good family. He was an officer in the Royal Army and died in service to the king.
Then how can you...
Ha! How can I consort with criminals, huh? With villains? It is none of your business.
All right, then, well, tell me, why did that fellow call your brother a lunatic?
Because he is one. None but a madman would put his head into the mouth of a lion.
Does he belong to this gang of yours?
Yes. No. What is it to you?
I merely wondered.
Well, stop. We must climb now. Come on.
Climb? That's a cliff straight up to the stars. And did you forget I'm chained? And the skin is rubbed off my ankles. It's impossible.
Impossible must be done. And the sooner the better, or Matteo will quicken your climb with the point of his stiletto. Come! One rock at a time.
One rock at a time.
Here, take my hand. I will pull you up. So, could you find your way back?
Could I find my way back?
Yeah, that is the idea.
Oh.
Then there is no chance of you attempting an escape, eh?
Well, I have the desire, but not the power to do so.
Let me tell you, if you attempt to escape, do you know what would follow?
Perhaps you would...
Not perhaps. Most assuredly, I would send a bullet through your head.
I see.
Behind this cactus grove is our cave. Follow closely, and avoid the needles.
Right. Avoid needles.
Stoop down here. The passageway, it has a low ceiling.
Very well.
From what I've seen, stooping, it doesn't come naturally for you, eh? Bats.
Bats.
And here is where the passage opens into this.
Ah. The torches add a welcoming touch to the interior. Well, what's this on the wall?
It's the Virgin Mary.
I know that. What's it doing here? Is Matteo a man of religion?
You know little of the man. Matteo, he will take a portion of your mother's gold to church, and although he robs you on a Friday, he will not touch a morsel of meat.
A robber who tithes and fasts. Is it possible that a man can so deceive his own soul?
Nah, none of that talk here. We already have more than we like, and we will certainly take none from you.
Very well.
Come. This is the table for our fine dining pleasure. So, will you be joining our party tonight, or shall I introduce you to the luxuries of our apartment?
Apartment?
Up those steps.
Please. If you can keep me separate from the banditti tonight, I would be grateful. I've not the slightest inclination to eat. However...
You are thirsty, eh?
Parched.
Here.
Much obliged.
Come. This is the elegant chamber you will share with my brother and me. My brother, he has not returned. You may take his bed.
This is his bed? See, it's nothing but a pile of leaves.
I'm sure it is not the sweet feather bed of luxury you are accustomed to. I suppose our gourmet grub will not be equal to your standards either. Tragic. I must go and prepare the banquet.
Will I ever leave this place alive? What horrors these walls may have witnessed. And within 7 days they may witness another. Oh, Mother. My poor mother. How little you expected your son to be in such a situation as this. Oh, they've returned. 1, 2, 3, 8 of them, including Enrico.
Ah, the Rossignol has come at last.
Rossignol? Nightingale.
Sit. More wine. What news of Otto?
The soldiers are taking him to Reggio. I had no access to him at the inn. The officer in charge stopped me from even talking with him.
Typical.
And what is your news?
Some good news today. English travelers are always worth their plucking.
English?
Oh, yes. Take a look. It would take a lifetime of your caroling and curing to bring in the value of a sparkling trinket such as this, taken from the neck of a very wealthy matron.
Any bloodshed?
Not at this time, but we have a prisoner.
He's staying in our chamber.
Oh?
His mother has 7 days to win the release of Mateo's son. If she fails, we lose our prisoner. And I gain a very handsome coat and boots.
It's true.
You have had a long walk, brother. Eat. Drink.
No, thank you.
Ah, well, if you will not eat, then you shall sing. Since Carlo was killed, we have lost much of our music, save for yours. So, give us a jovial old drinking song, huh? Give it out bold and free.
I shall choose my own song, and sing it in the manner I choose.
A madman's theme must be madness.
Be it so. I will not accept your name, madman, but I take the word as my subject. Madness. A wanderer stood by a rapid stream when a scroll to him was brought. 'Twas a father's message of love addressed to one whose childhood care had blessed. 'Twas an offer of pardon, peace, and rest, but the prodigal whom he sought only flung the scroll from the river's brink and watched it slowly sink. Oh, madman, to break love's golden link. Oh, madman, to break love's golden link. A doomed man crouched by a prison fire, his heart for his fate he staved. Already he heard the castle bell boom drearily forth his dying knell. When his eye on a royal writing fell, 'twas his pardon, signed and sealed. But he flung the pardon into the flame, and so went forth to a death of shame. Oh, madman, thou hast turned the name. Oh, madman, thou hast turned the name.
Well, to rip apart an inheritance, to throw a pardon into the fire. Nothing so wild, so improbable was ever yet said or sung. Such mad freaks as those are not played by men, even in their dreams.
Are you sure of that?
Is the song ended?
Not ended. But you have heard enough.
No. Let's hear it out.
Such madmen now among us dwell, such madmen live and die. A father's message is heard, forgot, a treasure offered, accepted not. But men would prefer the demon's lot to freedom and life on high. A king's free pardon, a parent's stay, infinite wealth may be theirs today. O madmen, to cast them all away. O madmen, to cast them all away.
Enough of this babbling!
I am not injured.
All right, it is time to disperse. Wolves, away to your dens. Go now.
Create in me a clean heart, O God. Grant me your favor, your wisdom, and your blessing. Shield my life and the life of my brother. Amen.
Raphael?
How have you slept, Signore?
I haven't. Not much. I've had a few challenges.
I know too well what it is like to wear such fetters. Horace is your name?
Yes. Can you free me from these?
I cannot. But I can render their effects less painful. This is a healing balm my grandfather taught me how to make. Allow me to apply it to your wounds.
Yes. Thank you. I regret that I spoke ill of you yesterday at the inn.
It is not at once that we know either our friends or our foes.
But you will be my friend. I know it. I can trust you. I will reward you 2,000 ducats. No, 3, if you will help me to freedom.
It would be a noble deed to rescue a fellow creature from danger.
Yes.
But that deed would also deliver my only brother to death. Matteo has no mercy, and it would not be the first time. One of his own men, named Carlo, was not executed by soldiers, but by these men, the banditi. Matteo's work.
Then why do you dare provoke his anger as you did last night?
I had my message to give, and I gave it. I know I build on the brink of a volcano, but I also have an advantage. Matteo has an old wound in his thigh that only I can aid, and he has a passion for music. It allows me to sing what would not be normally spoken. Here, I brought you some food as well.
Thank you. How can I repay your kindness?
I must leave now. I am tending a sick villager who may be dying. But when I return this evening, I will ask you a special favor. Goodbye now.
Goodbye. The rest of the men are sleeping off their whiskey from last night. This may be my opportunity. This cliff looks even steeper by daylight. I don't know how I can do this, but I must try.
So, you thought to give us the slip, huh?
Oh, Enrico, you can help me. You can set me free. Strike off my fetters, and the richest reward shall be...
Name it again, and you will be a dead man.
But you're miserable here. Your life is...
Miserable I may be, but not insane. I will not engage the vengeance of a man who makes victims of all his foes. I have seen what he does.
But surely you...
You seem to have forgotten that you are in my charge. If you escape, he will take my life, and you will lose yours as well.
What do you mean?
Matteo knows there is no escape from this place. This is why he allows you to roam here to the mouth of the cave. Should you survive the cliff in your chains, you would be met by men more savage than the wildest animals. Matteo's men, all through the woods. And there are guards who keep watch day and night, just as the one we had to pass on the rock ledge.
Enrico, I may be bound by fetters, but I can see you are a man who's bound as well.
That is not your concern. But I'm sure it is your concern to know what has happened to Matteo's other prisoners who tried to escape.
Yes?
Dead. All of them. Each one died in the attempt. And I assure you, my friend, if you try, you will be added to the list. Either by nature, by Matteo's men, or by my own pistol. And do not think I would hesitate to pull this trigger.
Raphael! Raphael! Please, tell me about Staiti! Any news of my mother?
Patience, my friend! I will be there soon!
You climb so quickly, and with a guitar on your back yet.
Music is never a burden to me. It lightens the load for my quest.
Now, you must tell me about my mother, and you must give her a message from me.
Horace, I cannot.
You cannot?
Matteo made me give my word of honor that I would not tell you any news of your mother, nor convey any messages.
Oh.
If I had not given my word, he would have bound me as he has bound you.
No news. My life hangs on my mother's influence to free Matteo's son. Time is running out, and yet no news.
Have you attempted to escape?
How did you know?
Many of our prisoners try.
So I have heard.
Freedom appears to be so close, doesn't it? But it is utterly useless to try. I see as you cannot see the pitfalls surrounding you. The illusion of freedom has led to the ruin of many.
But what can I do?
Trust.
What?
Trust in God. Here. I have some healing balm left in my sack.
Thank you. My sores from yesterday are almost healed. How can you do this?
How can I...
How can you live the life of a committed Christian in such a den of evil?
This is my mission. Yes, it is very difficult, but I see it as a special assignment God has entrusted to me.
You're like a drop of rainwater in a pool of sludge.
I am surrounded by temptation, evil, and yes, it is sometimes overwhelming. But my love for Jesus is stronger. I would never want to disappoint him. Faithful is he who calls me, who helps me to do it. It appears God has entrusted you with a difficult assignment as well, my friend.
What was that favor you wanted to ask me?
Thank you for remembering. This is it.
A book?
Oh, not just a book. God's Testament. I can speak English, but I cannot read it very well. Here.
From Pietro Marino. How did you get this?
A tale for another day. Time is precious now. I expect the banditi to return earlier than usual. Please, you must not delay.
Very well. Let's sit under the oak tree.
You do not know how anxiously I have waited to know the words of my father's letter to me.
I never saw the Bible that way.
Oh, yes. It is his letter to pardon me, to give me his blessings, his letter to set me free.
Just like the song you sang.
Now you know.
All right, let's see. Watch ye, stand fast in the faith. Quit you like men. Be strong.
Yes, Father. I will.
You act as though God were writing these words directly to you.
But he is. He is writing them on my heart.
I must confess I've always seen reading the Bible as a duty.
Duty?
As a boy, I would memorize passages with my mother. The Lord is my light and my salvation. That's all I can remember. Beautiful words.
Beautiful words. It is a power in your hands and a rare treasure in mine. In your country, you have the freedom to read our Father's letter. What an opportunity for your people to stand strong in the great battle.
Battle?
The battle between the truth and the lie. Light and darkness. The great deliverer and the deceiver of our souls.
The Bible is a wonderful book.
In war, what do we call a soldier who shrinks back?
A coward.
And if he takes a part with the enemy?
A traitor. But, Raphael, my friend, most Christians don't see themselves as cowards or traitors or soldiers, for that matter. Now, the Bible has many good verses to guide you.
It is a matter of life and death. How can you keep your ground against the enemy with such a complacency? They are coming. Quickly, my testament.
Here.
Back to the cave.
No prey, no booty, nah.
Another day wasted away.
Why do we want to live for nothing?
Wait.
There is a leader exalted high. Oh, unite to defend the right. Through him his followers defy. Through him they learn to do and die and scorn to flinch in the glorious fight. Then shall lips touch with a living flame, in song unite in the world of light, in our leader's strength and our leader's name. We fought, we struggled, we overcame, and victor stood in the glorious fight. We fought, we struggled, we overcame, and victor stood in the glorious fight.
Your brother has an amazing gift.
A gift that is not truly appreciated. Good night.
Wait, what's this? Raphael left his cloak here for me, to keep me warm.
It is no surprise. It is my brother's way. Hello, Raphael.
Hello.
Thank you for your cloak, Raphael. What's that horrible wound on your shoulder?
Mateo's work.
And do you know how he won that scar? He came between the wolf and his prey, trying to save that poor wretch Carlo from destruction. But his work was in vain. All that he does is in vain. Hear me now. The hand that left that mark will fall more heavily upon him one day.
It is time for rest. Good night.
The Lord is my light and my salvation. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? What's going on?
It is Sunday.
Sounds quite different from the way we spend our Sundays.
Hey! Well, hello there, my brother. Say, why don't you join our party, eh? Oh, you too, Horace. Come.
You are gambling your life away. Open your eyes, my brother. These thieves are robbing your soul.
I don't need my brother looking out for me. I can hold my own.
We will discuss this in private. Come.
Very well. Following you.
Hello there. I'm glad you're back.
The joy is all mine.
I don't hear the banditti.
They're taking their siesta.
Good. You can read to me.
I am going inside.
Shall we go to the oak tree?
Please.
Now, I will be glad to read. But first, you must tell me how you ever came to lead this strange life among robbers. You are unfettered, and yet you stay. And your lineage. Enrico says your father was an officer, honored for his service. How did the son of such a man come to dwell in the haunts of the banditti?
Yes. My father came from an honorable family, and he continued the honor with his heroism. He was a man without fear, without reproach. I was a child the last time I saw him. I remember climbing up onto his lap, his hand upon my head.
One day, my little son, you should serve the king. And if you do, remember the duty of a brave soldier, prompt and unswerving obedience, even unto death.
And this lesson he sealed with his blood.
Forward!
My father received orders to defend the mountain pass from the enemy. He had a small body of troops under his command. The main troops started to retreat, but my father was ordered to hold his post. Reinforcements were cut off, and he and his men were isolated, unsupported. And then they came under attack by a greatly superior force.
Captain! We must join the retreat! We were placed here to hold this post.
We are throwing away the lives of these men.
Until I receive orders from the general to quit, here I am bound to remain. It is his office to command, mine to obey.
Antonio!
The men were not inspired by his heroism. One by one they deserted their banners. They abandoned my father. But he stood firm as a rock at his post of duty. There he fought, and there he fell.
Surely your king rewarded such sacrifice. Surely he cared for the fatherless children of such a man.
There were a few words of praise, a ribbon, a cross, and then all was forgotten. My brother and I might have starved in the streets of Naples, but for the kindness of my grandfather. He was a well-loved physician. He supported us, educated us.
And taught you your healing art?
Yes. Enrico, however, became weary of the restraint he felt at home. He fell into the company of wicked friends. They took advantage of his wealth and position. Soon after I turned 15, our grandfather died. I was with him until his last breath. I received his blessing and closed his eyes. All my earthly comfort was buried in his grave. I won't dwell on what happened in the next year, but I do remember one particular night. I was sleeping in my chamber.
Raphael! Raphael!
What is it? What's wrong? Your hand, it's like ice.
Raphael, we must fly! I am a ruined man! The bloodhounds are already on my track!
Explain.
There was a fight at the tavern. I got mixed up in the confusion. A man of high rank was killed. And my friends, they betrayed me. They blamed the murder on me. I didn't do it, Raphael. I didn't do it. Oh, wait. Listen.
The bloodhounds have found you. A judge sentenced him to 20 years, but before Enrico set foot in prison, I helped him escape. We fled Naples, fled the law. We found refuge here in the mountains of Calabria. Enrico was desperate, so he joined this band of outlaws led by the legendary Matteo. And I accompanied him, shared his fortunes and his crimes.
You were a Christian?
I recited prayers, but they were vain repetitions. They meant nothing to me. Meanwhile, my music and healing art won me a place among the banditi. I was the spoiled child of the band.
Then why do they treat you now with such harshness? They are brutal to you.
They have awakened. We must not be seen together. You have perils enough as an Englishman, a Protestant, and a prisoner, let alone being labeled a friend of Raphael.
I wouldn't mind being called a friend of Raphael.
You remember the story of Carlo, the one Matteo executed?
Yes?
He was also known as the friend of Raphael.
Hi, I'm John Fornoff, producer for Lamplighter Theater. We want to thank you for the wonderful comments you've been sending to us. Our goal is to create redemptive entertainment that you can enjoy as a family. Now, from time to time, we'll have stories that may be a little intense for younger listeners. So if you're one of those younger listeners, make sure to get your parent to listen with you. Our standard is the Bible. Great stories that may be intense at times, but always within the boundaries of discretion. Again, thank you for your encouragement. We hope you continue to enjoy Lamplighter Theater as a family, as much as we enjoy creating these shows for you.
The banditi awake early today.
They are preparing to attack.
Oh?
Marco returned last night from a spy mission. There's a group of wealthy travelers expected on the road to Tahiti today. Marco says if they leave this morning, there's a good opportunity to intercept the party. I have an interception of my own to make.
Enrico! I must go, brother. I have no choice. I may prevent bloodshed.
There is always a choice.
Enrico!
Si, signore.
Keep on my side.
Si, signore.
The road to Tahiti is our highway to fortune. Onward, you pack of wolves!
He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation.
Thank you, my friend.
You told me how you met Matteo. You didn't tell me how you met the Savior.
One night on the way home from a raid, we were ambushed. We ran for our lives into the woods.
Quick! Hurry! You run that way. I'll go this way.
Yes, signore. Matteo!
I am wounded. They are upon me. Run that way through the thicket. Let them hear you. You may draw pursuit from your captain. Quickly!
Yes, signore.
There he is! He's heading to the river! Halt! Yes. I will wound more than your arm unless you tell us the whereabouts of Matteo.
Matteo? I have heard stories of this man, but I have never seen him, Signore.
Ah! Oh, you haven't, huh? Then why were you running?
I was taking a walk. I heard the gunshots. They frightened me.
And so you ran?
Yes, Signore.
We'll see what the judge thinks about your story.
I offer your freedom, and I offer a reward. All you must do is tell me the secret haunts of Matteo.
I cannot, Signore.
Then I cannot offer you mercy. You are hereby sentenced to 6 months hard labor as a galley slave. Did anyone remember how your father faithfully served the king? It might have saved you from such a sentence.
The son of Captain Goldoni, a criminal. No, I refused to shame my father's reputation. So, no one knew of my father, and I did not want them to know.
Your name is Raphael?
Yes.
Forgive me.
Forgive you?
Cesara!
I have spoken little during our journey, trying to conserve what little strength I have.
I understand.
But we are close to shore now. My name is Pietro Marino.
Raphael Goldoni.
Raphael. Oh, remind me of my grandson. Is it not well, Raphael, that there is one who said, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest."
There is no rest for me, not even in the grave.
Oh, then you have never yet found him, the Savior. You have not yet accepted his invitation.
What invitation?
Come, and let him that is athirst come, and whosoever will, let him take of the water of life freely.
Water of life?
It is the wellspring of God, my friend. Eternal life, flowing and free. It comes to all who accept the gift of Christ. His gift breaks the chain of sin and cleanses you as clean as snow.
I don't understand.
But you will. I can see it in your eyes. I can sense it in your heart.
And his word came true. Although my flesh was in chains, my spirit was set free. I found out later that Marino had come to know Christ in England. He could have stayed there and lived a comfortable life. Instead, he chose to become a missionary to his people. But here in Italy, it is a crime to search the scriptures. It is double the crime to teach others to do so. Marino was caught sharing the scriptures to a friend. He was sentenced to serve as a galley slave. But he saw his place among his fellow prisoners as a mission field. Marino died before his sentence was complete. I watched them toss his body into the sea. There were no words said for him, no thoughts offered on his behalf. It was the waves washing over him. And so went the friend I loved best on earth. But he did not die in vain. His gift remains inside of me. And one day, I will see him again.
So, what happened when you completed your sentence?
I knew I had to return here to this robber's cave. I knew this was my post. And since I had saved Mateo's life, that won me favor for a while.
What a dangerous assignment.
And all the more worth it, especially for the sake of my brother. It's my deepest, most earnest prayer that I might win his soul, that for him God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Your devotion is commendable. Your plan is madness.
Perhaps to you, but it is the one to which I am called. When I returned, I told the banditti I would no longer eat bread won by robbery or touch gold stained with blood. But if they desired, I would tend to their sick and care for them as needed without compromising my conscience.
And in return they mock you, torment you, threaten you?
A little rough discipline, such as every soldier must expect. The duty of a brave soldier is simple: prompt, unswerving obedience, even unto death. You see? In a way, I am fulfilling my father's dream. I am serving the king.
But isn't this all in vain?
Oh, no, my friend. I see something stirring in Enrico's heart. I will never cease to pray for him, and I trust God to give me my heart's desire, to see him come to know the Savior, to see him set free.
Where are you going?
I am off to visit the sick in the village.
Thank you for sharing your story and your life. Raphael left his guitar. I wonder...
Oh, madman to break love's golden link. Oh, madman to break love's golden link.
So, my friend, you are a singer as well.
Oh, Raphael, I didn't hear you come.
Ah, but I heard you sing.
I'm sure you did. You know, I was thinking while you were gone, although I never had a talent like you, I had power, I had position. But what did I do with it? I pursued human trophies, commendations, honors. All of this was so important to me then, but so trivial now.
What was that? The banditti. They returned. But I can see something is wrong. Something is very wrong.
Nothing at all. This is none of mine. Sunrise to sunset. What a waste of a good day.
We'll make those travelers pay dearly for our lost time.
Yes. I say, we'll never have luck with that boy singer praying hard against us.
I doubt if Raphael's prayers go anywhere.
But Marco, I think his prayers must go higher and straighter than ours. Or else Enrico would not have hung back as he did today.
I did not hang back, Beppo.
That singing brother of yours did all that he could to stop you from your business today, didn't he?
He did not.
Let's see about that, huh? Raphael, didn't you try to stop your brother from coming today, huh?
I did.
Aha.
You did you?
And I am certain he prayed that our quarry would escape today.
Did you pray against us?
Yes, Mateo. I did.
Into the cave. All of you!
Raphael, how could you dare brave his fury? I expected him to strike you dead.
He who speaks for the truth must hold to the truth.
Raphael?
Yes, my friend.
My mother has but a few days left to win the release of Mateo's son. If she fails, I will die. Death is no longer just a possibility. It is a very real probability. But what is worse than death is that I may not be able to redeem my past.
We are not like those who have no hope.
But, Raphael, do you know my mother's last words to me?
Tell me.
You have planted many a thorn in my pillow.
I know this much. God is a great redeemer, my friend. If you submit yourself to him and throw yourself on his mercy, he can turn the worst evil into good. In the east, a trembling light, promise of a brighter dawn. Woe endureth for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Many weary ages past, dark night has prevailed, but gloom is passing, gloom is passing now. In the east, a trembling light, promise of a brighter dawn. Woe endureth for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Many weary ages past, dark night has prevailed, but gloom is passing, gloom is passing now. In the east, a trembling light, promise of a brighter dawn.
Only 3 more days. Surely the worst is over. Surely there's hope. Oh, how glorious it will feel to fling these fetters aside. To leave this den of misery. Raphael must come with me. Mother would surely pay for his expenses at a fine university. I will be a different son to my mother. Raphael! Raphael! Raphael? Raphael, are you ill? What has happened? You have heard bad news. Does it concern yourself? Or me? Tell me the truth!
Can you bear it?
Yes, I can bear it. I must know.
Then all is said in a few words. Mateo's son Otto was hanged this morning.
Then this is the end for me.
Mateo doesn't know yet, but he will. Evil tidings fly on swift wings.
Raphael, you will not. You cannot see me murdered in cold blood by that man. For my mother's sake, for God's sake, for the sake of him you serve, release me. Save me from this horrible fate. We can fly together. Once we're out of the forest, we're both safe.
You forget Enrico.
Oh, Enrico. But we can... Vitos!
They have returned.
All is lost.
Wait, it's just Marco.
But I see death on his face. Foreboding news.
He may not know anything. Do not betray your own secret.
Marco. Your preaching to the living is over. You may now pray for the dead.
Explain yourself.
I am so sorry. Your brother is with the souls of the dead.
My brother! Was it by violence?
By the Cascarte de Motte.
He went over the falls.
How did this happen?
Oh, someone had the idea that two of us could cross the river to approach the travelers from behind. The rest would attack from the front. Enrico and I had orders to cross. The only bridge is that tree trunk that crosses the river. It's only about 20 yards above the falls. Enrico went first. I am not sure if he was taken by the sight of the waters rushing below him or whether he stumbled on the rough bark, but I saw Enrico go down and splash into the river. He cried out. He struggled desperately, but the current is so strong, it took him quickly over the falls. Not even the strongest swimmer could have fought it.
I must leave.
He is always preaching about trust in God. But I take it when sharp and sudden trials like this come, the heretic's faith will be whirled away, just like Enrico was.
His faith is as strong as his love.
We shall see. As for me, I swear I shall always hear Enrico's final cry as I stand at my post by the falls.
Is Matteo returning soon?
We received word that the wealthy travelers are coming tonight. So, he will come when he has done his business, which should be soon. But what is that to you?
I was merely wondering.
You appear as if you were the one who lost a brother, or that you had just seen the ghost of Enrico. You look as white as a corpse. Well, on to my post.
Raphael, are you all right?
When I sought God to make the path plain before me, I had not thought of this answer. But just and true are his ways. I prayed for God's will to be done on earth as it is in heaven. Put your foot upon the rock.
I don't understand.
Do as I have told you.
Raphael? Raphael, what are you doing?
I am freeing you from your fetters.
You're freeing me? Raphael!
Tito, hush! This vial is loud enough as it is.
Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you.
You must hurry before they return. Here, put on my cloak and hat.
Why? We're escaping together.
The most difficult part of the way back is the post guarded by Marco. You will only be able to pass if you are wrapped in disguise.
But there are two of us and only one of him.
One man with two pistols, and when he pulls the trigger, he never fails to hit his mark.
Ah, yes.
Besides, the sound of his pistol would be enough to draw the whole banditti upon us. Put on this disguise. Do not delay. Time is precious to you now. I will lead you through the forest to Marco's post. From there, we must separate.
Farewell to you, cave. Place of my bondage, as well as my true freedom. Farewell forever to the place where I suffered so much of evil and learned so much of good.
Would you like to continue your conversation with the cave, or would you like to go?
Oh, yes.
Quickly now. This way. Tito! There's Marco. You can see him on the ledge up there.
I can barely make him out.
Remember, stay close to the rock wall. One step too far the other way and
death. I remember.
Draw your hat lower over your brow. The password is Speranza. If Marco speaks to you, do not reply. Silence on my part would not be unusual after all that has happened to me. The sound of water will guide you till you reach the bank of the river. Do not attempt to cross.
I won't.
At the river, turn to your right and follow the path till you reach the high road at the bridge. And now, God's blessing go with you. Here we must part.
Oh, Raphael, I cannot desert you. I cannot leave you to the vengeance of Matteo. Your blood would be on my head. I would rather go back to the cave.
You would find no mercy, my friend. I have 1,000 advantages you do not possess. I know every man in the banditti. Every path in the forest is familiar to me by night as by day. Now, remove this weight from my heart. Leave. Do not delay.
But do I not leave you to the most terrible danger?
You leave me to the care of my Heavenly Father. He is with me. I have nothing to fear. If anything should happen to me, remember this. The lonely wanderer has found at last rest and a home. Now, go, my friend. God be with you.
And with you. Stay close to the rock wall. I can hardly see it. Password is Speranza. Speranza? That means hope. God be my hope.
Raphael! Raphael, you're not going that way. It is to no avail. You will only muddle your brain altogether. Don't go. Don't go.
Speranza.
It is your choice, but I will warn you. I can feel the ghost of Enrico nearby. I swear, I have even heard his voice calling out to me. Very well. I have warned you!
Thank you, God. Speranza, my hope. Cascata del Morte. The Falls of Death. How sadly appropriate. Here's the river. Turn to the right. Ah! There's the tree trunk. This is where Enrico fell. Surely not a ghost. Is this a trick to take me off my path to freedom? Or is it? Is it? There's someone down there, on the ledge. Hello?
Help me!
Enrico!
Please, a rope! Quickly! My strength is giving way!
Don't have a rope. What can I do? Hold fast!
No! I cannot hold any longer! The water! It will take me away! Any moment, please!
My cloak! Yes.
Quickly!
I'm making a rope! These knots have to hold.
Make haste, or I am lost!
There! Now a tree to tie this end. Oh, the only tree is this little thing!
Do it! Now!
Oh, I hope this holds. Done! All right, here! Grab the end! I'll throw it to you!
Where? Where is it? I cannot see!
It's to your right!
Oh! I can't reach it!
I can't throw it any closer!
What?
Jump! Jump for it!
Oh.
Don't miss.
This is
crazy! You can do it, Enrico! Jump! You did it! Oh, merciful heaven! Hold on! Hold on for your life! I'll pull you up! My hands are going numb! Pull me! Thank you, God. Thank you. Enrico! Enrico, speak to me! Let me get you away from this water. Enrico! Enrico!
I knew it. It was my brother's prayers that rescued me.
What happened?
My clothes, they caught on a crag sticking out in the water. I was losing my grip, and as I held on, I thought through every moment of my life, every mistake, every sin, and I cried out to God. And at that moment, I knew that He was with me. In a way I cannot explain. I could feel His forgiveness washing over me. And He told me to hold fast. And I knew that Raphael was praying for me. And I determined to hope. I yelled out again and again for what seemed like an eternity. And then you came. Where is he? Where is my brother?
Shh! Listen. It's coming from the high road. Soldiers!
Oh, the high road. That is where Matteo and all the rest of the banditi were hiding.
Yeah, I'll help you up.
Grazie.
Enrico, no matter how this battle ends, you are free, as I am. But you are free from worse bondage than mine. The robbers believe you are dead. Surrender yourself up to justice, and I pledge my honor, I will make every effort to secure your safety and your pardon.
My pardon?
Oh, my friend, I pray you are safe now. And now what of me? Matteo will demand my life for the loss of Horace. And Matteo is now on his way. Dear God, I rely upon your aid. Do I stay here and face Matteo? Or do I go forward and face Marco? Father, protect me.
Poor Enrico. I made you cross the river first. I should have done more to save you. I'm sorry, Enrico. I'm so sorry. Your memory will haunt me. Suo spirito! Suo spirito! No! Stay away! Away!
Marco thinks I am Enrico's ghost. Thank you, God. What? It's coming from the high road.
We will stay here until the battle is over, and then we will push forward to freedom.
The firing. It has ceased. But who are the victors?
The right has conquered. Be sure of that.
You should not be so sure.
Matteo!
So, here is my prisoner, and here is my traitor, who tricked me into thinking he was dead. Oh, Enrico. And now, I have two promises to fulfill. One for the death of my son, and one for the betrayal of my trust.
No! Raphael! You will not take the life of my brother! Raphael! My brother!
And now, to finish my work.
No! I will silence your gun and your madness!
So, the mouse attacks the lion. You are as weak and worthless as your mother.
You will not insult my mother's honor! Your gun will kill no more!
I don't need a gun.
Give me your hand!
I would rather rot in hell.
And so you will, Matteo.
Raphael, my brother, look at me. Speak to me. One word if it be of reproach. One look, even in anger.
Matteo, he's gone.
And so is my brother.
No, look! He breathes! He will revive. I will bring water.
Go. Oh, dear God, have mercy upon me. Oh God, spare my brother. Let him not perish because of my sin. I will submit to your will in all things, O Lord. Only spare this one precious life.
Here. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this should help. Here we are, my friend. Some cool water. Enrico, see? His lips move. Raphael!
Darkness may last for the night, my friend. But joy comes in the morning. All is over.
No, Raphael.
The battle is past. More than conqueror through him who loved me.
Stay with me, brother.
Ah, Marino, you are there to welcome me. Oh, stay me not. I must go.
No, brother, you must not die. Do not leave me. Raphael, live, if only to guide me, to teach me how to wrestle with my own sins, to learn the ways of the Savior.
Enrico, saved.
See, saved.
Oh, my deepest desire, my most earnest prayer has come true.
See, brother.
Oh, my God, I thank you. You have heard my prayers for my brother. Your will has been done on earth as it is in heaven. And now, my king. I have at last found my rest and my home.
Enrico, are you all right?
There is much to think about.
I understand. Your brother changed my life.
And mine as well.
Don't be anxious. I will do everything I can to secure your pardon.
For me, the only thing worse than life in a robber's cave is life in a prison. I appreciate what you are trying to do, Horace, but my fate, it is inevitable.
Trust me. More importantly, trust God. That's what Raphael would always tell me.
And where is Raphael now?
He has received his reward.
Death. Death was his reward?
You were his reward.
And my reward shall be a prison cell.
You were thinking as I did not so long ago. But Raphael taught me something. When you truly trust God, no matter where he may lead you, you surrender yourself to a much greater purpose. And that, my friend, can be the most difficult, but the most rewarding path of all.
How much farther is it?
Driver, how much longer is it, please?
It's not far, signore. My guess is within half an hour.
Giacomo, is that you?
That is my name, signore. How did you know?
You were our driver last week, when my mother and I were robbed by Matteo and his gang.
Oh, and I will never forget that night. And I will never forget you. But if I recall, you didn't call me Giacomo then. You had very special names for me, such as Lazy Dog and Incompetent Nincompoop.
Oh, Giacomo, I'm sorry. I am sorry, my good friend. Please, please forgive me.
Oh, now you call me your good friend. I'm a confused man. But yes, I forgive you. I suppose this heat must have fried all of his brains.
Oh, I'm sorry, what was that, signore?
Huh? I suppose this street must ride all the way to Spain.
Yes, I suppose it does. Well, Enrico, you will soon get to meet my mother. A very special and patient lady she is.
Horace?
Mother!
Oh, Horace, I was afraid I would never see you again. But now I hold you in my arms.
Oh, Mother, I have caused you so much pain. Please, please forgive me.
Of course I forgive you. Oh.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, Mother, you must meet my friend, Enrico.
Hello, Mrs. Cleveland.
It's good to meet you, Enrico. Horace sent me a letter telling me all about you. That's why I told him to come here to the courthouse without delay. We will do everything we can to help you.
Grazie.
And Mother, look! It's Giacomo, our driver from last week.
Giacomo!
Oh, hello, signora. I am glad you and your son are reunited.
Thank you.
Well, we'd best let you get back on the road, Giacomo. It's a long road to Spain, eh?
Yes. Yes. Farewell.
Farewell.
Goodbye, Giacomo.
Hiya!
Well, Enrico, it's time to make our case for you.
And so we wait here for my life to be decided.
Yeah, the judge seems to be.
In a foul mood?
Yes, he does seem to be angered by something.
It does not help that he's the same judge who sentenced me for murder the first time, before I fled. I do appreciate your testimony on my behalf. And Mrs. Cleveland, thank you. Thank you for paying all of my legal fees.
I'm glad to do so.
Enrico, if the judge decides against you, will you still trust God?
That is a hard question.
Raphael told me once that he believed God had entrusted him with a difficult assignment.
So you are saying this is not just a case of me trusting God? this is also a case of God trusting me.
Yes. The judge may not set you free today, but God has already set you free from a much darker prison. An eternal one.
Enrico, if it helps, I thought all was lost when they hanged Matteo's son. I knew at any moment I would also lose my own son. It was hard for me to trust God. But if I had lost my trust, I would have lost my hope. So I befriended the commander and told him my plan to ambush Matteo.
That was your plan?
It's not easy to outwit my mother.
I sat in the carriage and we rode straight into Matteo's trap. But little did he know the carriage drivers were actually some of the most skilled gunmen in the entire army. And all the luggage on the carriage was packed with sabers, guns, and ammunition. Behind our carriage, there was a soldier dressed as a farmer driving a hay cart. And hiding underneath all that hay were 20 more soldiers.
Matteo and his men were totally taken by surprise.
Signora, you risked your own life.
He's my son.
Oh, we're being summoned. It's time.
Enrico Goldoni, you have already been sentenced to prison for the murder of Federico Carlucci. I have reviewed the testimony of Horace Cleveland on your behalf. And I have taken into account your father's excellent record of service to the king.
Grazie, signore.
You were sentenced in this courtroom, and yet you fled before you served your sentence. Despite the testimony of your good character and your family history, the court frowns on those who flee from their sentences. Therefore, in light of all the evidence before me, I hereby reinstate your sentence. For the murder of Federico Carlucci, you will serve the next 20 years of your life in prison.
Oh. Yes, signore.
You will begin your sentence immediately. And, as a final...
Signore, Your Honor.
What is this about?
This man, he's innocent.
Leonardo?
Yes, it is me, Enrico. Signore, this man is innocent. As proof, I will go to prison in his stead.
Explain yourself.
When Enrico was a young man, he left the wisdom of his grandfather and fell into bad company. I was part of that bad company. He thought we were friends, but we merely wanted access to his wealth. One night we were drinking at the tavern when a fight broke out. In the confusion, I dealt the fatal blow to Federico Carlucci.
Oh!
But I convinced my friends to put the blame on Enrico.
Oh.
Is this true, Enrico?
Yes, Your Honor. It is true.
Go on.
I moved away to Calabria, and I kept my secret all these years. One day, a remarkable man came to our village to tend to the sick. He looked so much like Enrico, I had to ask. He told me he was Raphael, the brother of Enrico. I told him nothing. When my wife became sick, Raphael brought medicine to heal her, and he helped us both to find forgiveness in Jesus. Then I heard that Enrico was facing murder charges once more, and I knew, because of my debt to Raphael and my debt to Christ, I could no longer keep my secret. It was I who took the life of Federico Carlucci. Enrico is innocent.
Oh, my goodness.
Someday, Enrico, I hope you can forgive me for what I have done to you.
It will not be someday, Leonardo. It will be today. I have been forgiven freely. So now, I freely forgive.
Thank you, Enrico. Thank you.
And so, with the full authority of this court, I hereby grant Enrico Goldoni a full pardon.
Grazie. Thank you, Signore. Thank you, Horace, Mrs. Cleveland. And thank you, God.
I believe your brother is also rejoicing with you, my friend. For now, by God's grace, you have been pardoned twice. Here on earth, as it is in heaven.
You've been listening to The Robber's Cave, selected from the Lamplighter family collection of rare books. I'm Fred Tatasciore, and I played the roles of Matteo, Marco, and Captain Goldoni. The Robber's Cave was written in 1862 by Charlotte Maria Tucker. Tucker also wrote the best-selling book The Giant Killer and her classic Heroes of Faith series, all part of the Lamplighter collection. For your own copy of the book, The Robber's Cave, or this audio drama, visit us online at lamplighter.net or call 1-888-246-7735. As a non-profit ministry, we depend on the support of our listeners who believe in our mission. Your gifts are tax-deductible, and your prayers essential, as we build biblical character one story at a time. This audio play was written and directed by John Fornoff. Sound design by Gap Digital. Music was composed by John Campbell, with Raphael's songs written by Melissa and John Fornoff. The original lyrics are from the book. My fellow cast members were Jess Harnell as Finian Jones and Giovanni, and Andre Saluzzo as Jared, Horace, and the Judge. Raphael was Michael Yurchak. Beppo and Leonardo, Michael Gregory. Mrs. Cleveland, Marianne Muller-Liley. Enrico and additional voices by Chris Cox. Pietro Marino and Giacomo, Stu Levin, and Josephina was played by Ariana Ratner. Recorded at Salami Studios, North Hollywood. Recording engineer, Mark Drury. Our producer, John Fornoff. And our executive producers, Mark and Deborah Hamby. And our host, John Rhys Davis.
We've enjoyed our visit with you. Come back soon. You're always welcome here at Lamplighter Theatre.